And cutting across straight to those pictures coming in from Cairo in Egypt, where the Prime Minister has just met the Indian diaspora. He's interacting with the Indian diaspora there that received him at the Ritz-Carlton in Cairo. The Prime Minister also has a roundtable scheduled with the Egyptian Prime Minister in a short while from now. Let me just get you the details as well of the Prime Minister's engagement.
वाह, शोले फिल्म का ये गाना और बहुत खूबसूरती से गाया. क्या बोला प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने आपको?
He told me like, have you ever been to India? So I told him that no, I've never been to India before. And he also asked me like, how did you learn Indian language? So I told him that movies and songs. So yeah, that's it.
तो आपको हिंदुस्तानी फिल्म में कौन सबसे ज्यादा पसंद है?
सबसे favorite? कुछ
प्रधानमंत्री से मिलकर कुछ हुआ जब उन्होंने बोला कि आप तो भारत की बेटी लग रही है.
Yeah, he told me that we look like we're from India. There's no difference. Like.
So how did you feel when you met the Prime Minister?
It was so good. Like when I saw him smiling, and I think he loved what I did. So I was so honored to like meet him, and yeah, it was great.
What's your name?
Jenna,
yeah.
And how long you are here?
अच्छा हमारे साथ कुछ और लोग भी हैं.
I've been like singing in an Indian song since I was like 6 years old, so it's like 11 or 12 years.
Any other song you want to sing?
I can sing Lag Ja Gale.
I have flowers.
Lag Ja Gale, ye fir ye hasi raat ho na ho. शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो ना हो. हमको मिली है आज घड़ियाँ नसीब से. जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से. फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात हो न हो. शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो. लग जा गले.
Which song you just performed before the PM? Which song?
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे. I sing it? अच्छा. ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. तेरी जीत मेरी जीत, तेरी हार मेरी हार, सुन मेरा यार. तेरा गम मेरा गम, तेरी जान मेरी जान, ऐसा अपना प्यार. जान बेबी कह लेंगे, तेरे लिए ले लेंगे. जान बेबी कह लेंगे, तेरे लिए ले लेंगे. सबसे दुश्मनी.
What PM told you after that you sang?
He told me that when or have I ever been to India? So I told him that I've never been to India before. He also told me, how did you learn to sing in Hindi? Or
So the Prime Minister meeting the Indian diaspora, the Indian community. He also met members of the Dawoodi Bohra community who came to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Cairo, Egypt. Let me also go across to Udham Singh. Before that, let me get a word from Madhav Nalapat. Udham Singh is a member of the Indian community there in Cairo. I'll just get him back. He's at the Ritz-Carlton. But getting a word from Madhav Nalapat on the significance of this visit. Madhavji, if you look at his outreach, the first Prime Minister there in Egypt in 26 years, part of a larger plan perhaps, but its significance, if you can throw some light on it for our viewers.
Look, I'd like to point out that I have, for quite some time, had the view, as someone who has done a bit of study in geopolitics, that is not just South Asia, that is in a sense the hinterland, the area of interest of India, but Southern Asia. And when we talk of Southern Asia, we are talking right from West Asia, including South Asia, going on to the Southeast Asia, ASEAN countries, for example. It's this vast swathe of territory that is the actual hinterland of India. And we have been sought to be limited to only the subcontinent, when the reality is the whole of Southern Asia, as I define it, from West Asia to Southeast Asia, is part of the Indian hinterland. Prime Minister Modi understands this very well, which is why immediately after a very successful state visit to the world's strongest power, the world's most advanced democracy, the United States, he has come straight to Egypt. Why? Because Egypt is a very important pillar of security in the western part of Southern Asia. You will not forget the fact that there was a very strong effort to make Egypt go in a very intolerant direction, in a kind of an extremist direction. And you had the Muslim Brotherhood, which frankly is not good news for Muslims especially, because wherever they are, the Muslims suffer a lot. The Muslim Brotherhood was digging its tentacles and seeking to invade different parts of Egyptian society. President al-Sisi has put a stop to that. He's done a great thing. And may I point out, the United States, specifically the Democratic Party, even President Biden in the past, when you're not the president, they made several mistakes. They regarded Mohammed bin Salman as an enemy. And that is, frankly, that is playing into the hands of the people whom Mohammed bin Salman was fighting, namely the Wahhabis, the first al-Saud to fight the Wahhabis. Now they are not happy with Sheikh Hasina Wajid, with whom India has got very good relations. The alternative to Sheikh Hasina is a lady who is extremely close to the Pakistan military. And the case of Egypt, for some time, they were really not very friendly with al-Sisi. But the reality is, al-Sisi is a force for change, a force for moderation, and Egypt is a thought leader in West Asia, which is why it's a very wise decision on the part of Prime Minister Modi to have visited Egypt on his way back to India.
Madhav Nalapat, just stay with us. I have Udham Singh, who was there when the Prime Minister came to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, and he brought us some live pictures as well. Why don't you tell us? We saw. Can you hear me, Udham, Mr. Singh?
Yes. Please raise your voice.
Please. We can't see much of the pictures there, but we saw some of the videos come in when he met the Indian community. Why don't you tell us? Tell us about the reception that the Prime Minister got from the Indian community there.
Stay here. No. One second.
Can you hear me? Udham.
1 second, please give me time.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Yes, please let me know. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. No, why don't you tell us about the kind of reception that the Prime Minister got there in Cairo?
Yes. He's arrived already. He's arrived to hotel. And I think his engagement will start very soon. We are here with the community. We are waiting for the community program to start. I think they have some official engagement before community event. So after official engagement, we will be having our time. Sure, we are ready for that. And we have very good time with him during reception. Interaction was there with kids, with all the people. And yeah, it was very exciting to see him live.
Yeah.
And it is the first time for we are in my life. I am here for 20 years. It is first time for us to see Prime Minister in person. So great.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the event, the community event that is lined up later this evening? What is expected there?
So I have community president with me, Indian Community Association President Dipti Singh. She may tell you more about. She didn't hear your question, so you can tell her question and she can reply.
Hello, namaste.
Hi, namaste. Why don't you tell our viewers, ma'am, a little bit about what is expected later this evening, your engagement with the Prime Minister?
People are exhilarated, very excited to see Modi ji, to be very honest. We were told that he'll be meeting everybody personally. I mean, there are a certain number of groups being formed by the community, and he'll be meeting every group personally, having a small talk with them, and possibly a picture with them, and maybe he will address the community later. He already met actually kids and quite a good number of community people so far. I'm sure this is happening on your TV.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yes. And why is this visit so special for all of you? You've been speaking about it. Why is it so special for all of you?
Yeah. To be very honest with you, from 1997, no Prime Minister has ever visited Egypt. And Egypt has been very closely tied with India due to civilization or due to the, diplomatic ties or strategic relationship they carry. Also, after being, the chief guest, Mr. Sisi being the chief guest on 26 January. So, the ties have been strengthened and everybody is looking forward. We are looking forward that something it would happen. Some direct flights would start at least for the community, because so far only one flight from Mumbai, just from Cairo to Mumbai. So flights and possibly something more would come up. Let's see what's there in the khajana of Modi ji.
And we saw a lot of excitement there when the Prime Minister, I think, he was really in awe of some of those, members of the community when they came there and sang a few songs for him. Isn't it a very special, touching moment where I think he stood there and he listened to each one of them?
Yes, people are excited. I mean, the way he's been welcomed across globe, be it in US recently or Australia or ever. I mean, we all Indians are very proud of being Indian after Modi ji has become Prime Minister. So everybody is excited just to have the glimpses of him. To be very honest with you, they have only invited 300 people here and the community is large. So being a